Good morning, friends. In the previous lecture, we discussed about the Cartesian plane. We also discussed about the coordinates of the points on the plane, and in the previous lecture, we also discussed about the Cartesian system, how it is made up of the number lines. Right now, in today's lecture, we are going to start with the example. I'm having an example here. A graph is drawn on the board to you, and it shows you the Cartesian plane, and this Cartesian plane is containing of 4 points here. All the 4 points are on the quadrants, or in the quadrants, you can say. The first one here is in the first quadrant, the second one here is in the second quadrant, the third one here is in the third quadrant, and the fourth one is here in the fourth quadrant. So we had these 4 points here, the first one in the first quadrant, second in the second, third in the third, and the fourth one in the fourth respective quadrants. Now the question is that for each of the following points, you need to write down the x coordinates, y coordinates, and the coordinates of the point here. So we also discussed in the previous lecture that the x coordinate is also known as the word abscissa. The y coordinate is also known as the word ordinate. Right? And a coordinate of the point, that is the coordinates of the point, is combinedly made up of the abscissa, comma, ordinate, or as we have written, x coordinate, comma, y coordinate. Right? So this is how the coordinates of the point is formed. So what we are going to do here, in each and every point B, M, L, and S, we are going to find out the abscissa and ordinate of all these four, and then we shall write down the coordinates of the point. So let me write down here point. We are going to form a table so that it is easier for us to understand. Point, the abscissa, or let me write down x coordinate, also known as abscissa, the y coordinate, also known as the ordinate, and the coordinates of the point. Right? So we are going to write down these 4 columns, and for each of the following points, that is the first one B, then the next one is M, third one is L, and the fourth one is S. For each of these 4 points, we are going to write down the x coordinates, y coordinates, and the coordinates of the point. Okay? Now, as we know, or as we have discussed in the previous lecture, friends, that what is the x coordinate? X coordinate is basically the perpendicular distance of the point from the y-axis measured along the x-axis. Right? That is what is known as the x coordinate. So here for point B, if I discuss that what will be the x coordinate of this point, then we can come to know that the perpendicular distance of this point from the y-axis is how much? Is this one. Let me name it as P here at 3. So what is this PB? X coordinate is equals to PB, right? Because PB is the perpendicular distance of point B from this P, where P lies on the y-axis. What is this measured along the x-axis? So that is 1 to 4. That is equals to 4 units. Yes or no? So we will get the x coordinate or abscissa for point B as 4. Is this thing clear or not, friends? right? We have also written the point that how we can get this x coordinate in the previous one. So the x coordinate for point B or abscissa for point B is 4. Similarly, we can also write down the y coordinate. Right, now y coordinate is basically, if I write it down q here, then bq, right? Y coordinate is equals to the perpendicular distance of the point from the x-axis. If we are measuring the x coordinate, then we will take the perpendicular distance from y-axis, and if we are measuring the y coordinate, then we will find out the perpendicular distance from the x-axis. So y coordinate, that is the perpendicular distance of the point from the x-axis measured along the y-axis. So if we measure this BQ along the y-axis, I'll get this much OP. What? OP is equals to 3 units, because it is ranging from 1 to 3, right? It is ranging from 1, 2 and 3. So this distance here is 3 units, and this distance here is 4 units. Is it clear, friends? Right, so the y coordinate is 3, that is the ordinate of point B is 3. Now combining this both, what can I write down for the coordinates of the point? So coordinates is basically written in the form of a bracket, where the first one is the x coordinate followed by the y coordinate, or the first one is the abscissa followed by the ordinate, right? So the coordinates of this point are 4, 3. Is it clear, everyone? Right, so that is the coordinates of point B, and that is 4, 3. Is it clear, friends? So this is how you can find out the coordinates of a point, right? This is how we can find out the coordinates of a point. Now let me erase this here, and we shall write down the coordinates for the rest of the 3. Now similarly, we are having the second point, that is M. What will be the x coordinate of point M? Can anyone find out here for me? The x coordinate of point M. Again, if we see here that M lies in the second quadrant, and second quadrant is made up of negative x-axis and positive y-axis. So as we see that negative x-axis and positive y-axis forms the second quadrant, right? There will be negative numbers on the x-axis. Yes or no? There will be negative numbers on the x-axis. So whenever you find out such thing, at that time the x coordinate will have a negative coordinate or a negative value, right? Because it corresponds to the negative x-axis, as we have seen in the previous lecture. Is it clear, friends? So here the x coordinate of point M, that is the perpendicular distance of the point from the y-axis measured along the x-axis, so that will be -3 here, right? Distance will be positive, but as it is measured along the negative x-axis, it will be minus, so that is -3 here. Is it clear, friends? Now we also need to find out the y coordinate here. So the y coordinate of point M, that is it is measured along the y-axis from the x-axis, so that will be, I think, 4. As you can see that this point M corresponds to 4 here, right? And hence the coordinates of the point are -3, 4. So you can write it down that M, that is -3, 4. Yes or no? Right? Okay. Now looking for the third point, that is L. L lies in the third quadrant, and third quadrant is made up of both the negative axis, where that is negative x-axis and negative y-axis. Both the axes here are negative. So you can directly say, friends, that the coordinates, as we discussed for x coordinate in point M, right? As we discussed the x coordinate in point M, we can say that here both the coordinates will be negative. Because why? Because this both the coordinates here deals with the negative axis, or the negative axis corresponds to negative x-axis and negative y-axis. So what is the x coordinate of L here? Perpendicular distance from y-axis measured along the x-axis. So measuring the distance, that is 5, but as it deals with the negative x-axis, it will be minus 5, and similarly for the y-axis it will be minus 4, which gives me the coordinates of the point minus 5, minus 4. So L has coordinates minus 5 comma minus 4, right? And for the last one, that is S lies in the fourth quadrant, which is made up of positive x-axis and negative y-axis. So positive x-axis corresponds to point 3, and that is 3. Negative y-axis corresponds to point minus 4, and hence we get the point 3 comma minus 4. So the coordinates of S are 3 comma minus 4. Now friends, you can conclude from these 4 points that whenever you are having a point in the first quadrant, which is made up of positive x-axis and positive y-axis, at that time both the coordinates, whether x coordinate or y coordinate, both the coordinates will be positive. Yes or no? Yes. And also I shall give you a hint, a shortcut, that whenever you are having a point which is given like this, simply the x coordinate will be the point on the x-axis and y coordinate will be the point on the y-axis, where these point intersects the x-axis and y-axis. Is it clear? So the x coordinate here is 4, at which the point intersects to the x-axis, and the y coordinate is 3, at which the point intersects the y-axis. That is the shortcut. So you are not going to find out everything and remember that what is x coordinate and what is y coordinate by definition. Okay. Similarly, a point in the second quadrant is made up of negative x-axis and positive y-axis, right? So whenever you are having a point on the second quadrant or in the second quadrant, at that time the x coordinate is negative, as the second quadrant is made up of negative x-axis, the x coordinate is negative and the y coordinate is positive, so that will give you minus 3 comma 4. Similarly, if you are having a point on the third quadrant, a third quadrant is made up of negative x-axis and negative y-axis, right? So whenever a point is given in the third quadrant, at that time both the coordinates, whether x or y, both the coordinates will be negative. Why? Because it is dealing with the negative x-axis and negative y-axis. And lastly, for point S lying in the fourth quadrant, the fourth quadrant is made up of positive x-axis and negative y-axis, right? Positive x-axis and negative y-axis. This is the fourth quadrant. So whenever you are finding out the coordinates of a point in the fourth quadrant, at that time the x coordinate will be positive because it is positive x-axis, and the y coordinate is negative because it is negative y-axis. So the combined point you get is 3 comma minus 4, right? So whenever a point is in the first quadrant, the coordinates will be positive. In the second quadrant they will be x coordinate negative and y coordinate positive. Third quadrant, x coordinate and y coordinate both are negative, and fourth quadrant, x coordinate positive and y coordinate negative, right? This is the thing that you need to remember whenever you are going to find out the x coordinates, y coordinates and the coordinates of the point. Or sometimes they also might ask you to find out the abscissa, ordinate and the coordinates of the point. Is this thing clear, friends? Right? Okay. Now let me erase this and I am going to draw another example. Here the question given, friends, that is of example number 2, it is said that for each of the following marked points, write down the coordinates of each of them. For each of the following marked points, write down the coordinates, right? You need to write down the coordinates of each of the points marked here on the graph, that is A, B, C, D and E. This point E is marked at 2 by 3. So there was no space for me to write down 2 by 3, so I have pointed it, written down. It is not in the first quadrant now, friends, right? That is not on the first quadrant, that is lying here on the number line just before the point 1. Okay, so we shall write down the points here. So the solution here starts with, here all the points lies perfectly on the axis, right? All the points lies perfectly on the axis. What does this mean? So the distance of the points from the adjacent axis is 0, right? So the distance of the points from the adjacent axis, if it lies on the x-axis, then its distance from x-axis will be 0, right? Because it is already on the x-axis, or here adjacent axis also you can write from the own axis, right? Let us write down from the own axis, so that will be easier for you to understand. From the own axis is 0. How? If a point lies on the x-axis, then its distance from the y-axis is available, but its distance from the x-axis is not available. So if the distance from x-axis is not available, you can say that the y-coordinate is 0, because we know that the y-coordinate is the perpendicular distance of the point from the x-axis measured along the y-axis, right? So that if the distance from the x-axis is not available, there is no measurement available on the y-axis, and hence the distance is 0. So writing down the points here, points, we shall write down the x coordinate, we shall write down the y coordinate, and we shall also write down the coordinates of the points, right? We shall also write down the coordinates of the points. So here we are having 5 points. The first one is A, B, C, D and E. For these 5 points we need to write down the x coordinate and y coordinate. So friends, can you write down the x coordinate for the first point A? What is the x coordinate? Perpendicular distance from y-axis measured along the x-axis. So what is the measurement along the x-axis of point A? That is 4. That is 4. What is the perpendicular distance of the point from the x-axis for point A? It is 0. Why? Because it is lying on the x-axis, and as I written over here that the distance of the point from its own axis is 0. So the distance of the point A lying on the x-axis has distance 0 from its own axis, so that is 4 and 0. Hence the coordinates of point A are 4, 0. Is it clear? Right? So in the same way you are going to write it down for each and every point. Now similarly, where is this point B lying? On the y-axis. So whenever we have a point on any of the axis, the distance from its own axis is 0, and hence you cannot get the x coordinate here, because the perpendicular distance from the y-axis is 0. So that is x coordinate 0, and y coordinate as it lies on the point 3, that will be 0, 3. Right? So the coordinates of point A are 4, 0. The coordinates of point B are 0, 3. Similarly, can I write down for point C? Yes or no? Where is point C lying? At -5 on the negative x-axis. So again you will have the x coordinate as -5 and the y coordinate as 0. Friends, see, you don't need to matter about anything else. You just write down the points at which you just write down the coordinates at which the points are lying. See, here the point is on x-axis. There is no thing to discuss about the y-axis. So we will take y coordinate as 0 and x coordinate as the point at which it is lying. So it is lying at 4, we shall take it as 4, and hence combining we will get 4, 0. This is as simple as that. Is it clear? So we don't need to worry about anything else, and this will be -5, 0. Point D is lying at -4 on the negative y-axis. If it is lying on the y-axis, it will have its x coordinate 0 here as discussed from the description, and it is -4, right? because it is lying at -4, and hence we can write it down as 0 comma -4, right? Similarly for point E, friends, now see here that point E is lying on the positive x-axis at 2/3. So if the point is 2/3, we shall get the x coordinate as 2/3 and the y coordinate as 0, because it is lying on the positive x-axis, right? And hence we shall get the coordinates here as 2/3 comma 0, right? So we got the coordinates of every point here that is lying on the axis. Note that point A is 4 comma 0, point B is 0 comma 3, point C is -5 comma 0, point D is 0 comma -4, and point E is 2/3 comma 0, right? Is this thing clear, friends? So coming to the conclusion again here, as we discussed in the previous example, that any point is in the first quadrant has its both coordinate positive and so on. Coming to the important conclusion here, that if a point is lying on the x-axis, then the y coordinate of the point is 0. If a point is lying on the y-axis, then its x coordinate is 0. If a point is lying again on the negative x-axis, it will have its y coordinate 0 and x coordinate as negative. If a point is lying on negative y-axis, then it will be same as that of the second one, x coordinate 0, but the y coordinate will be negative. And the fifth one, that is 2/3 comma 0. One more thing I would like to add here is, if the point is exactly at the center origin, then what? The distance of both the coordinates will be 0, because it is again starting from the origin, and hence you can say that the x coordinate is 0, y coordinate is also 0, and hence the coordinates of origin are 0 comma 0, right? This is how you can find out the coordinates of any of the point that is being given to you on the graph. Is this thing clear, friends? Right? Now we shall come to an important topic here, that I would like to write down some points for you, which you will note it down in your book wherever you are having, right? So that it will be helpful for you to understand this topic. Okay, friends? So let us write down some of the important points, notes. Okay, so now we are going to write down some of the points which is made from, or which is being concluded from the examples here that we have written previously, that we have solved previously. Important notes, or you can also call it as points. These are very important to understand this chapter, friends, right? So you will please note it down here on the book. First one, if a point lies in the first quadrant then it will be of the form plus plus y plus plus as the first quadrant corresponds to the positive axis, right? As the first quadrant corresponds to the positive axis. Here positive axis, that means x-axis and y-axis both, right? Positive axis, that means positive x-axis and positive y-axis both, right? Similarly, the second point, if a point lies in the second quadrant, then it will be of the form minus plus as the second quadrant corresponds to negative x-axis and positive y-axis, right? See friends, the second quadrant will be minus plus, as we have discussed there, that the sign of the coordinate, if a point lies in the second quadrant, will be minus plus. That means x coordinate will be minus and y coordinate will be plus, right? So third one, if a point lies in the third quadrant, then it will be of the form minus minus as the third quadrant corresponds to the negative axis, that is x-axis and y-axis, right? If a point lies in the third quadrant, then it will be of the form minus minus, as the third quadrant corresponds to the negative axis, where negative x-axis and negative y-axis. Is it clear friends? So we shall have this point lying in the third quadrant. The fourth point, that if a point lies in the fourth quadrant, then it will be of the form plus minus as the fourth quadrant corresponds to the positive x-axis and negative y-axis, right? So this is how the conclusion is being made, that if a point is lying in the first quadrant, friends, if a point is lying in the first quadrant, then it will be of the form plus plus, as the first quadrant corresponds to the positive axis. Positive axis, that means positive x-axis and positive y-axis, right? Similarly, if a point is lying in the second quadrant, right, in the second quadrant, then it will be of the form minus plus. At the same time, friends, you need to recall a graph. Recalling this graph here, that if we are having a Cartesian plane like this, that is y, that is x dash, that is y dash, and that is x, right? So what is this? This is my first quadrant, this is my second quadrant, this is my third quadrant, and this is my fourth quadrant. So remembering this graph with origin 0, O, the point here, the first point is that if a point is lying in the first quadrant, then both the positive, because x is positive, y is positive, so the point here will be plus comma plus, or the sign of both the coordinates of a point lying in the first quadrant will be positive. Similarly, second quadrant, friends, if a point is lying in the second quadrant, then it will be of the form minus plus. Now as you see that here x-axis is negative but y-axis is positive, so the x coordinate will be minus and y coordinate will be plus. Is it clear? Similarly, if a point is in the third quadrant, a point is here in the third quadrant, so it will be of the form minus minus. Now let us look here. This is third quadrant made up of negative x-axis, negative y-axis. So you can say that both the sign or both the coordinates of the point that is lying in the third quadrant will be minus minus, and if a point is lying in the fourth quadrant. Now let us look here, fourth quadrant. It is made up of positive x-axis and negative y-axis. So positive x-axis, that gives me positive x coordinate, and negative y-axis gives me negative y coordinate. So this is how these 4 points are being written from the Cartesian plane. Is it clear, friends? So this was the conclusion from example number 1. Now conclusion from example number 2 will also be written here together with this. So the fifth point I am writing down here, that is, if a point is lying on the positive x-axis, then its coordinates are, or its coordinates are of the form x comma 0, where x is the perpendicular distance from y-axis along the x-axis, right? If a point is lying on the positive x-axis, then its coordinates are of the form x comma 0. Friends, this is written x comma 0, right? This will be of the form x comma 0, where x is the perpendicular distance from the y-axis along the x-axis. Similarly, I can write down for a point on the positive y, if a point is lying on the positive y-axis, then its coordinates are of the form, then its coordinates are of the form 0 comma y, right, are of the form 0 comma y, where y is the perpendicular distance, where y is the perpendicular distance from x-axis along the y-axis, right? Again, see friends, this is going vice versa. If a point is lying on the x-axis, then its coordinates are x comma 0, and if a point is lying on the y-axis, then its coordinates are 0 comma y. Note that friends, whenever you have a point lying on the x-axis, its opposite coordinate is 0. See, if it is on the x-axis, its y coordinate is 0, right? And if it is on the y-axis, then its x coordinate is 0. So you will understand this trick like this, that point is on the x-axis, so taking its y coordinate 0, simply that will be 0. You don't need to find it out anywhere, right? And if it is on the y-axis, then you will find out that its x coordinate is 0. The seventh point, friend, if a point is lying on the negative x-axis, then its coordinates are of the form minus x comma 0, where x is the, you can write it down the fifth point here, where x is the perpendicular distance from y-axis along the x-axis. So this is common here, where x is the perpendicular distance from y-axis along the x-axis. The last point, if a point is lying on the negative y-axis, then its coordinates are of the form 0 comma minus y, where y is the, you can continue this one from the sixth point, right? So this is same as that of the fifth one, but here the matter is positive x-axis, here the matter is positive x-axis, and here it is negative x-axis. In the sixth point the matter is positive y-axis, and in the eighth point it is negative y-axis. So we can say that for positive x-axis is of the forms x comma 0, for negative x-axis it is of the form minus x comma 0. For positive y-axis it is of the form 0 comma y, and for the negative y-axis it is of the form 0 comma minus y. So that is the difference here that you need to understand. Is this thing clear, friends? Right. Now one more thing I would like to add here is the intersection of the two axes or the two number lines known as the coordinate axis, right, which is known as the coordinate axis of the Cartesian plane, coordinate axis of the Cartesian plane, right? The intersection of two number lines known as the, what is this? This two number lines known as the Cartesian plane, right? The intersection of the two number lines, this two number lines are known as the coordinate axis, is the point origin. The intersection of the two number lines known as the coordinate axis of the Cartesian plane is the point origin having the coordinates 0, 0. Is it clear, friends? See, let me explain this again, that these two number lines, which two number lines that we have discussed in the first lecture, friends? One is the vertical and the second one is the horizontal. So the intersection of these two number lines, one vertical and one horizontal, these number lines are known as the coordinate axis of the Cartesian plane, is origin. So the intersection of two number lines is the point origin, which is having the coordinates 0, 0. So that is the brief conclusion that we have made from this example number 1 and example number 2. Is it clear, friends? So that is about the main, what you can say, that main purpose of this chapter lies in this 5 points. Okay, so that was the 9 points that we have discussed in the previous 2 examples. Now in the textbook you can see that there is an exercise 3.2 and there is also a graph given, right? So based on these 2 examples, I would insist you that in today's homework you will solve question number 2 of exercise 3.2. Your homework, that is exercise 3.2 question 2, right? This will be the homework for today. If you feel any difficulty, friends, please do write down in the comments, or you can also WhatsApp us on our school's phone number. Is it clear, friends? Now in the next thing we are going to move on with the topic, that is plotting a plane if the coordinates are given.